Hello everyone, welcome to the Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. In this video, we're going to be talking about a new little trend that I've seen emerging in Age of Sigmar 4. If you have watched the Age of Sigmar Stat Center yesterday, you'll see that lots of people have been including one of the regiments of renown quite a lot when they're playing with the forces of chaos, right? And so I thought that we could talk about that and talk about maybe why people are taking it and maybe give you an idea to maybe bring it in your army if you're looking for that sort of, regiment of renown in your army, or that what it brings as a role in your army. Role pie, something like that. Okay, so the Phulgoth Shudderhood is what we're going to talk about. Before we talk about it, let's talk about what a regiment of renown is. Okay, the regiment of renown is a regiment of renown, is a regiment that you're able to bring in your army list. You're only allowed one in your army list, and it tells you what units you can and can't bring, and it tells you how many points it costs. And in this case, or the one we're going to talk about, it also comes at a points reduction, right? Also comes at a points reduction to what it normally would cost if you were to take those units individually. They cannot receive any of the army bonuses that you would normally get, and they also can't be taken. They also can't be taken in their own faction. So, seeing as this is Nurgle, this is able to be included in any other of the Chaos factions, like the filling of a pie, but not included in the Nurgle faction. That wouldn't make any sense. So it's able to be included in all of the others. So if you can run it in Slaanesh, you can run it even in Skaven as well, which is pretty cool. But you aren't able to benefit from any of their allegiance abilities, and also it doesn't bring with it its own Nurgle. Sorry, it doesn't bring its own Nurgle allegiance abilities, and it really is something that you use to fill up your roster, which is very good. So yeah, it's more of the crust of a pie, not the filling of a pie, is what it is. All right, so let's look at Phulgoth Shudderhood, and let's look at what you get. Okay, here we go. So this is one of the regiments of renown also that we saw in the Dawnbringer series, which was the narrative series of books leading up to the Age of Sigmar 4 launch narrative, the breaking of the story, like the breaking of a crust. All right, so Phulgoth Shudderhood, as you can see, it can be taken in a Beast of Chaos army. It can be taken in a Blades of Khorne army, and it is quite nice. Let's just talk about that they have mentioned Beast of Chaos here. You can still take them in a Beast of Chaos army if you want. Blades of Khorne, Sapple Zinch, Heat Knights of Slaanesh, Slave Startless, and Skaven. So there's a lot of armies that can benefit from taking this, right? There are lots, right, of armies that can benefit. Inside the army is a Harbinger of Decay, one unit of Putrid Blight Kings with 5 models, and one Puskel Blight Lords unit with 2 models. Now, we're going to look at those units in a minute, but you also get a couple of bonus abilities for this regiment exclusively. The first one, the Fog of Despair. So the effect is you subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks that target units in this regiment of renown while they're wholly within 9 inches of the Harbinger of Decay in this regiment of renown. Okay? And then the Nauseating Convalescence lets you heal 1 to each unit in this regiment of renown in any hero phase, which does mean every hero phase. So all of this is like, ingredients in a recipe, and when you bake it all up together, you've got this beautiful, crusty, defensive block. Let's talk about what I mean specifically. Fog of Despair makes all of them -1 to hit. Beautiful. We love that, because now any pluses to hit, you're going to need at least +2 to hit to be able to hit past what you normally hit on. And as we know, many of the really destructive units can hit on 4s, unfortunately. Rockguts, as an example, hit on 4s, and they wound on 2s, which is good, but you make them -1 to hit, you're really shutting them down. That's very effective. If you take that in another army that can also bring additional minuses to hit via spells or other abilities, then that's going to be very devastating to a lot of armies. So that's very good. Very good. Also is going to work in shooting. And as we know, we're in a bit of a shooting meta right now in Age of Sigmar with the being able to shoot in your opponent's turn command ability, conferring an additional +1. This means shooting at this unit with that ability is going to be a +2. So very defensive, -1 to hit for all of the units is very good. Then the heal 1 in each hero phase is nice. You can join this, you can double this up with rally. So that is defensive and even more defensive. So if we take a look at those units specifically in the army, we're going to use the website Age of Index here. First unit we're going to look at is the Harbinger of Decay. He's got 7 health, but on a 3-up save and a built-in 5-up ward save. All of these units actually have a built-in 5-up ward save, which is really nice. And that means that they are, with the -1 to hit, they're going to be super, super tanky. He's not too bad in combat with 3 attacks at doing damage through crit mortals. But the couple of different abilities he brings aren't great. He's a priest at level 1, which is all right. I think one of the nice things about this is you bring someone who's always going to be able to attempt a banishment on manifestations. Only do that in your turn. But he does have his own prayer as well. Omens of Decay. Pick a visible enemy unit within 12 inches to be the target. Subtract twice the current battle round number from the target's control score for the rest of the turn. If the challenge rolls 10 or more, the ability affects all enemy units. So if this guy survives until the end, he could keep affecting control score stats, which is kind of like a nothing burger as a rule, really. But eventually, like, that's pretty nice. And then he's got a once per battle ability called the Knell of Doom. You pick up to 3 enemy units within 24 inches of this unit to be the targets. Till the start of next turn, subtract 1 from the move characteristic of each target and subtract 1 from the run rolls and charge rolls of that unit, of each target. So -1 run, -1 to charge. This is nice, especially this is done in the enemy hero phase as well. So they could decide that they're going to try and do a battle tactic. They need to run to get onto an objective to do something, run to, you know, do a tactic at the board edge, something like that, shut them down. That's pretty nice. Only once per battle, and it's not really massively impactful, but it is something you can do to like mess with the enemy. So that's fine. I should also point out as well that the Phulgoth Shudderhood is 540 points, whereas if you were buying it wholesale together as units, it's 650 points. So you have like a 90-point saving on these units. So taking these 3 units in Nurgle will cost you 90 points more than it does as a Regiment of Renown. Okay. So then if we look at the Phulgoth Blight Lords, I think these are big winners here. Big winner, boys. So you get 2 models. Each model's got 8 health with a 4-up save and a 5-up ward. So 16 health, 4-up, 5-up, -1 to hit, healing 1 in each hero phase. Feels really good. Control value 2, so it's going to be 4 for the unit. They move 8 inches and they're great in combat with 8 attacks between the unit of 2. 3s and 3s, rend 1, but rend 1 and then damage 1, but damage 2 on the charge. There's also a way to get an additional +1 rend. Add 1 to the rend character's unit's Fly Rider's arsenal for the attacks that target units contesting an objective you do not control. So, don't control an objective, then charge these guys in, rend 2, damage 2, 8 attacks, 3s and 3s, super nice, and then an additional 12 attacks from the mouth parts and stings. So very effective, but also with that -1 to hit and that healing, really, really, really difficult to get rid of. And I think that's a real problem. And then finally, you got the Putrid Blight Kings, which is a unit of 5 models. Each model in this unit has got 3 health, that's 15 health across the unit, and another 3-up save, another 5-up ward save, all at -1 to hit with healing 1. With 3 health, they're actually really nice to do a rally on as well, because rally on these guys, you're likely to get 1 back, which is pretty good. Seeing as you got the standard bearer, you're statistically way more likely to bring, sorry, the musician, you're statistically way more likely to bring them back than you're not, which is good. So 15 health, 3-up armor save, 5-up ward save, -1 to hit is rock solid. Absolutely rock solid. Then 4 attacks per model. So you're going to have 21 attacks with the champion, 3s and 3s, rend 1, damage 1. So they're just going to stand on an objective. And finally, add 3 to this unit's control score, while each model in this unit is contesting an objective you control. So hold an objective and just make it impossible for your opponent to take it. And I guess the real question, and that's what this unit does. And I think that's probably why we're seeing this Regiment of Renown do this. I guess the real question that you got to ask yourself is, for 540 points, is there something in the other armies, something in Beasts of Chaos or Blades of Khorne or Disciples of Tzeentch, Keynight, Sinesh, or Slaves to Darkness, that can be 15, 16, so that's going to be 31 with an additional 38 health on a 3-up or a 4-up armor save with a 5-up ward save at -1 to hit. Healing as well, that's shutting down control scores and is hitting you really aggressively. That's what I think people are using it for at the moment, because it's just very, very good. Because other armies don't necessarily have some of those things. Like Sinesh can struggle a little bit to get ward saves, as an example. That's really good. Like Skaven are pretty good by dying and bringing models back. That's their process of like sustain and survivability. But you might just want to build a wall if your opponent is trying to alpha strike you, or if you think shooting is really aggressive. Like, this is going to be something that can just really hold a mid board, hold a flank, hold an objective, and could do a really good job of it. And the Pushkar Blight Lords specifically are actually really punchy. Like, the Blight Kings are very, very grindy, but the Blight Lords, I think, can move off and really cause an issue to your opponent, like as a charging piece that they need to be conscious of as well. So I think that's why we're seeing it. I think that's everything. You know, that's all wrapped up, baked in. That's all the filling that you're getting for this review. But like, I know it's not like super exciting. It's not like, you know, really fun like you see with Callous and Toll or some of the others. But it does seem to be something that tournament gamers or event gamers are utilizing. And I do and will go to bat for Regiments of Renown. I actually think I recently ran Neve Black Talons, the Black Talons Regiment of Renown at an event. And it was the most fun part of... my army. I played with Sylvaneth and I used that Regiment of Renown. It was the most fun part of my army because it was just doing some crazy good stuff. It was super fun. It was really engaging. And I don't necessarily think this works the same way as the Black Talons. I could see picking up Callous and Toll and the Black Talons and running them in different order armies and just having a really good time with it. I think Regiments of Renown have really got a good place in the game and I love it. But this one isn't super sexy. It's not like fun, like, you know, Neve could kill any hero in the game or Callous and Toll could kill any wizard in the game. Instead, it's just, you know, a grindy, you know, thick, crusty edge, but is very points efficient, wounds efficient, and survivable. And sometimes armies need that. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thanks to the Twitch chat for making this fun. I wouldn't have enjoyed it without them. So I enjoyed doing it with them. So thanks.